Salatu wassalamu ala nabi al-Arabi al-Amin. Distinguished guests, I'm delighted and honored to welcome you to the kickoff meeting of this new Erasmus Plus project entitled Towards a National Qualification Framework in Jordan, which aims to support the structural reform of higher education system and to set up the basis of a comprehensive model that identifies the generic expectations of all levels of academic programs. It is particularly gratifying to assure you that this project will surely form part of the solutions to the challenges that face Jordan, as explicitly and frankly expressed by His Excellency Professor Labib al-Khadra, Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, during his interview with the daily Dastur newspaper just 2 days ago. Partners in this project indeed share the thoughts of fulfilling the aspiration of reforming our higher education system and hope to make a durable difference in the lives and future of our young people. Jordan has always championed the cause of education and reform. It believes that education is a key factor influencing the standard of living and economic prosperity of the country, resulting in a stronger sense of social and political stability. An immediate priority for Jordan is to build a knowledge-based economy and to expand educational opportunities through technology that will enable its citizens to become entrepreneurs and participate in ICT and similar modern industries. This goal is already being realized through several initiatives. Yet, higher education in Jordan has remained very traditional, and conditions have not been conducive to needed advancements. The infrastructure of most universities is poor. Classes and halls are packed with students, and professors rely heavily on didactic pedagogy, failing to take advantage of methodology that has been advanced in other parts of the world. In most institutions and study programs, educational methods revolve around classroom lectures, textbooks, and rote learning. Curricula tend to be overloaded with assessment of learning based primarily on repetition and of information. They need to be updated for students to be able to compete in the information and space age. Higher education must undertake essential reform to ensure that teaching and learning properly respond to local and regional development and labor market needs. This is particularly so in the light of the increasing demands on enrollments, the changing nature of the student population, and the soaring unemployment rate, which ranges from 10 to 20%. Jordan needs a transformation, a paradigm shift from input to output-based learning and from professor-focused to student-centered education. This has to be based on knowledge, skills, and competences, the pillars of intended learning outcomes, and capitalize on industrial methods, instructional methods that activate critical thinking and creative use of ICT. As such, one of the main challenges for achieving quality in higher education in Jordan centers on the lack of a national framework of qualifications that sets clear, identifiable, and consistent standards of all levels of study programs and qualifications and the associated quality assurance processes. This situation is clearly stated in the National Agenda 2007-2017 that represents an ambitious effort to create a master plan for reform and further growth and development of Jordan. It states, with regards to improving the quality of higher education system in Jordan, quote, the education and other sectors concerned with the development of human resources, such as vocational training sector, lack effective mechanism to coordinate human resources development policies, to monitor and evaluate quality of educational and training programs, unquote. For example, entities such as the Educational Council, Higher Education Council, the Technical and Vocational Education and Training Council, and the National Center for Human Resource Development conduct policy making and monitoring activities at subsector or program level without any coordination mechanism. This is needed to ensure cohesiveness of their policies and the strategies to develop them and to ensure that they meet economic and development needs. Furthermore, most of the quality standards in Jordan are currently met mainly by the Higher Education Accreditation Commission, which are developed in the absence of a national qualification framework, which would set the standards for qualifications and act as a reference point for defining quality assurance measures for higher education programs. Hence, it is questionable if the existing standards are the most effective way to promote quality in higher education in the sense of integrating relevance of study programs to the needs of the society.
As a tool for better connection between Jordan and Europe, leading to enhance mutual recognition of degrees, mobility of students and staff, and internationalization in general. NQF is led by the University of Barcelona with several higher education institutions as partners from Jordan. It's a logical extension of strategies undertaken by its main partners of previous Tempus projects such as IQUAM and RICO, among others. Extensive discussions amongst these partners in Jordan with very experienced European partners have led to the realization of this proposal as a key objective in the reform of Jordan's higher education system. I would like to share with you a quick background about Princess Sumaya University for Technology, where we have recently managed to accomplish a number of impressive achievements. PSUT has received the Independence Order of the First Class from His Majesty King Abdullah II as appreciation for the vast progress the university has accomplished since 1991, for the exceptional contribution to the ICT and business sector in Jordan, and for offering unique specializations. In addition to excellence in scientific and research areas, and instilling creativity and innovation into its students. In addition to graduating high-caliber scientific and technical professionals into the local, regional, and international market. We are the first university in Jordan to have acquired the ABET accreditation for 4 unique programs: communications engineering, computer engineering, electronics engineering, and computer science. In addition, we have begun the AACSB accreditation process for the Faculty of Business and Technology. The purpose of our gathering today is to kick off NQF and discuss how to proceed and move forward with layout of this important mission. I would like to thank University of Barcelona for leading this project, and Dr. Abdullah Al-Zabi and his organizing team for their significant efforts in rolling out previous projects and naturally this new project as well. I wish us all the best of luck and hard work on yet another journey to begin today. Thank you.
Together, but it's a very special one for the University of Barcelona and I guess for all our European partners. When this morning I was thinking about what I was going to say while having breakfast, I thought that I started to think back. When you think back, you realize that we have achieved an enormous amount of important things in a relative short period of time. For people working in business, 5 years is the normal time for any business plan. We have been doing, together with Abdallah Al-Subi, this work and together with PSUT for less than 5 years. And the amount of content and the amount of capacities and the amount of opportunities Not to say the amount of budget that we have put together is quite impressive if you see it all in the same slide. I'm not going to go into details, but that made me think that what was our aim, why we do what we do. Yesterday night I had a very interesting conversation with Dr. Abdallah over dinner, and I made this question myself: why I am doing this? Why we keep coming and keep coming and keep going and keep going and we keep fighting? This story is a story of success, but it's also a story of struggle. I guess Abdallah will agree with me that the road is not always a simple one. So what's our objective? And then I started to think on the basics. Why do we do what we do? And we, from Barcelona is a relatively big university, one day decided that it was one of our priorities to build up bridges that can be transit, bridges that allow communication, learning, not only bridges that tends to bring here our stuff, but also allow you to bring your experience to Barcelona. The first time I came to Jordan, it was in 2011, so 4 years ago. If you see my passport, I have 16 Jordan stamps. And if you see my colleague Zainab's passport, every time she arrives to Jordan, the guys there in the customs, they say, "Hello Zainab, how are you?" So since you're powerful people, it would be good if you issue her a Jordanian passport to make her life easier, to save visa cost. So basically we have set up a bridge, but when you set up a bridge, you also need to think, okay, the hardware is easy to do, it's there, but we needed to develop a software that matches the hardware, because if not, the hardware doesn't work. And this software, in my opinion, is composed by two elements. One element is the development of a strong partnership. And in this sense, I have to say that PSUT and the University of Barcelona have played an important role and have been working extremely close during the last years, and we really appreciate all the good work and the goodwill that this institution always has with us. But the partnership is not enough. You need to develop the content that makes sense. So how did we start doing what we do? We started with a very small, my boss would like to say, humble in its ambitious objectives. It was called GSR Med. You are Arab speaker, so you know what does it mean. For those who don't, GSR means bridge. And Jordan was one more country in the partnership. In one of the meetings, I met Abdallah with an enormous energy. I have to say, I never saw someone so keen to develop content oriented to transform, to improve the capacities of his own institution and of his own country. So we started to work. And we went from GSR, we did there not only with quality assurance, but also with internationalization, employability. Then we make another step. We put together a project linking with Gulf. So again, we try to link. After that, we started to develop, together with Dr. Abdallah, content related only to Jordan. And we came up with maybe you know this project, it's called EQUAM. We try to develop there with the support of our partners in Europe some guidelines on QA for Jordanian institutions. And again, it was a hard work, but it was a good work. Then we put together another project, and another project, and then this project. And this project, I was saying, is very special because it responds to a clear strategic priority, as Abdallah was saying, of Jordan. So we started to build the bridge, and I am really happy to see that now the instruments that we have makes sense for this country, for this institution, for your institutions especially. And I am very happy to see that when that happens, the responsibility of the content and the thinking of the project, the deliverables, the hard work, let's say, it's on your side, and we can support that work. So you are the main characters of the story now. This is extremely important because that gives a meaning to what we do. We are here to support, to help, to learn from you. And when you come up with such an important project, with such a strong potential impact, from the European perspective, we can say now, okay, we have achieved, we have done a good work. But this is not enough. This is not enough because projects are just one thing. You cannot have just only one project. So again, PSUT and Barcelona have been working over the last years in trying to come up with a framework umbrella that allows the work that we are doing in Jordan not only to have an impact in Jordan, but also to be spread among the region. Because we are also convinced that when you build up a bridge, you cannot, if you're a responsible institution, a responsible person, you cannot only build the bridge between one country and another country, but you need to help the region to build bridges among themselves to enhance inter-Arab, I would say, cooperation, dialogue, mobility. We have one advantage, that we have been developing this bilateral cooperation, so one day we said, okay, Jordanians and Moroccans, they share certain concerns, Lebanese and Tunisians as well. So why don't we try to come up with an umbrella? We did that. We did that with quite a lot of success, and again, quite a lot of extreme hard work. And I would like publicly to thank Abdallah Al-Suri for his support and enthusiasm in pushing us, pushing me, pushing the rector, pushing Barcelona over and over and over to give Jordan a real, Jordan and PSUT, but not himself, and that's also something that I would like to underline. Not himself, but the institution he represents and the country he represents. A primary role in this umbrella. So we came up with the IH structure, the Arab European Conferences in Higher Education, where we discuss basically with the support of the Arab University Association on one hand and the European Association of Universities in the other hand, we came up with a framework where all these policy issues are discussed. So we have projects on the field, but we are also trying to enhance these projects from a policy perspective. And from a policy perspective, we enhance the dialogue among us and among yourself and among European countries. So this is basically the history of a successful story. To finish, I would also like to mention that during the last years that we have kept coming, I still do not speak Arabic, but someday I will learn. We have been working with two very important institutions in this country. One is HIAC, and the other one is the Ministry of Higher Education. And the only way to succeed in our job is to have the support of these two important institutions. And I'm happy to see that we have it. We have started. I remember the first time I came here, Dr. Abdallah, and we went to here, we went to the ministry, we meet people and people and people. And now all the players seems to be in the correct place. That makes us very happy, but that also implies a very, very important responsibility for your institutions in order to make this happen. I really much appreciate the support of here, the support of the Ministry of Higher Education in this project. And yesterday I said it, and I would like to repeat it. This project won't succeed, won't address the national priority without the support and involvement of these two institutions. we have to report back to Brussels all the time, and they always come up with the same questions. The sustainability, impact, outreach. The sustainability and the impact, now it's on your hand. So we are happy to help, and thank you very, very much to give us the opportunity to help you. That for us is very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nicholas, and thank you, University of Barcelona, which has been a true source of inspiration and support in the past few years for the higher education community in Jordan. I'd like to call Dr. Reem Khalid from Erasmus Plus office in Jordan to deliver her speech. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased and honored to be with you today to participate in this kick-off meeting within the framework of this important and strategic, Dr. Abdullah, as you said, Erasmus Plus project. It's the first kick-off meeting of the first Erasmus Plus project that has been selected in the 2016. It's worth mentioning this. Over the past 11 years, the European Union has funded 54 Tempus projects in which Jordan has participated in. Total funding to these projects exceeded 50 million euros, and the funding that was allocated to Jordan is close to 25 million euros. In this year, 60 new projects were selected for funding under the first call of Erasmus Plus program. This makes the total number of Tempus and Erasmus Plus projects in which Jordan participated in equal to 70 projects. I'm sure academic institutions in Jordan and our European partners are all very happy of this achievement. Princess Sumaya University of Technology, the PSUT, has been participating in Tempus projects since 2003 and continued its perseverance through the years to reach a total of 14 projects in 2013. This year alone, the PSUT has won 6 projects under the Erasmus program with 1 project as an applicant. And this is really remarkable hard work and achievement, as Nicholas and Dr. Rifai said. Yes. This is a living evidence on the prominent, continuous, and remarkable efforts of PSUT to the development of higher education in Jordan through its collaboration with the EU institutions. We are pleased that Tempus helped Jordanian higher education institutions to establish collaboration with 23 EU and 8 Arab countries. Links with EU and MEDA have considerable value, equal or even exceed direct benefits gained from these projects, from the themes of particular projects. Tempus helped Jordanian institutions to collaborate with each other. It helped direct benefits gains from the projects in their particular theme. It helped linking academic institutions with enterprises, which is very valuable to graduates and to the economic process. These links form a good and solid foundation for future cooperation between Jordan and EU that will last for many years to come. Tempus projects have enabled thousands of mobilities and staff and students from Jordan to Europe and vice versa, and within the MEDA region. This provided a proper environment for cultural exchange and mutual understanding between the peoples of Jordan and Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, the Erasmus Plus program provides many more opportunities than its predecessor, the Tempus program. The capacity building in higher education component, which was architected based on the successes of the Tempus program, is only one component. This is the continuation of Tempus program. We have several other instruments under the Erasmus Plus program that you should be aware of. The most important for our higher education institutions is the international credit mobility. This should provide exchange opportunities to about 500 Jordanian students and staff members every year to spend between 2 and 12 months at one of the EU and program countries. This component has a budget that is almost as much as the budget of the capacity building in higher education. We should urge you to make use of this program. Additionally, there is the Jean Monnet program, which enables Jordanian institutes to establish studies, research, networking, and many other activities in number of subjects related to the European Union and funded by Erasmus+. Other schemes such as Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees may also be useful to us and should be looked at carefully. Overall, overall and the above actions, all of Erasmus Plus programs will be discussed in our next Erasmus Plus event, which will be held at the Amman Intercontinental Hotel on the 9th of November 2015. We will discuss all the above mentioned actions and beside other topics. We are enthusiastic that the second call of Erasmus Plus is newly announced, and all information is available at the Erasmus Plus homepage and at our website. It is to be noted that the number of participants in the first information event of Erasmus Plus exceeded 270 staff members. This shows the very strong desire of our Jordanian professors and institutes to participate in Erasmus Plus projects. We at Erasmus Plus office are very happy and proud of this year's remarkable results. We always hope for more prosperity and evolution in higher education in Jordan through the solid partnership between our colleagues in Jordan and the EU. Please consider the Erasmus Plus project to be your partner in implementing your projects. We will be happy to assist in all local matters and to advise whenever needed. Finally, we wish you a successful meeting and a pleasant stay in Jordan. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Reem, and thanks are also due to Professor Ahmed Abu Haija and his team in the Erasmus Plus office for their efforts, which are really greatly appreciated. Thank you. We feel really honored and most grateful to all of you. And by this, we end this opening ceremony, and we request your company of a coffee just outside. Thank you very much.